quick show and tell before I head off to class today. These are my trimming tools. First is the bandao. This is the heavy duty knife that you often start trimming with. The material is steel and it gets fitted with these toothed blades. So those slot right in here and you tighten those nuts to secure it in place. So that's that. And I got two of them. I'll just show you one for now. They're called tiaodao. They do need to be bent and then fitted with their own blades as well, both serrated and straight edged blades. And finally, I got these tungsten finishing tools. Some of them are rounded, some of them are more pointed, but I haven't used these before. I'm also missing some razor blades. That's used for smoothing the surface at the very end. But yeah, trimming tool haul. I'm bringing these all to the studio today so I can use them, as well as a mask so I don't breathe in all that dust while I'm trimming.
也是明天走的吧？
明天我还来一次，是星期四走。 想帮我修机吗？帮我修一个，上5块。
那个你要电池，
我学
你修几个？
一个。
没事，慢慢来。对，修得慢点，慢慢修，你那里修得很快，你能修多少修多少。是这样吗？
这样的。其实再帮我修一个吗？
修一个，好吧。好久没修开，我都紧张了。慢不要紧，你能修几个上几个啊？就当在练习。
OK。
Use the knife to adjust it. Bubble cup, teacup, a plate, a bowl, and thing. This I probably trimmed in like record time. And Coach helped me trim this one because I was too scared to. It's not really though. He did most of it. It's a little bit, you know, good enough. And all of these are discards. Ready to be whisked away. Almost ready to be whisked away. Okay, I'm rushing to get back to the apartment because I have dinner plans tonight. But summary of today's events, I successfully trimmed 6 pieces. 5 were mostly done by me, one of them done by a head coach because I got really psyched out trying to trim that tall cylinder. It's really hard to balance on the wheel. I ran out of time to inscribe my name, my signature on the bottom of my pieces. So tomorrow I'm gonna put a little YY, yeah, on the bottom of each one. Then they'll be sent off for bisque. Head coach said he will try to expedite things for me so that they'll come out of bisque in time for me to glaze before I leave, which is on Thursday. But yeah, my last day of class is tomorrow. So morning, just signing my name, and then the rest of the day, I'm gonna get as much throwing in as humanly possible. Right, nearly home. Look what I got back. Qinghua cup I painted at Master He's. If you remember when I visited his studio, I got a chance to try his signature method for painting bamboo. I painted this cup with his help and with the help of one of his apprentices. He fired it and here it is. I'm honestly blown away by the detail on this. Of course, this is not my handwriting. This was written by the 老师. You can see some of the areas where I didn't really have a clear idea of what was in the foreground, what was in the background. These 2 leaves, for example, you can see are intersecting where one should be above the other. But for the most part, I think the dimension really comes through. The amazement comes from seeing the transformation post-firing, because in the process of painting we use cobalt underglaze that is thinned to different levels. When it's painted on the cup, it kind of comes out looking sort of the same, like a dark grayish blue. It looks like a jumbled mess. Now that it's fired, we see that 层次感, the layered effect, the 立体感, the 3-dimensionality. That's when you actually see the variation in concentration of the pigment. The lines soften after firing as well, giving the sense that this image has had time to meld with itself, with the clay beneath, and mature as a whole, as a unified object. The fact that I can say I had a hand in painting this is quite impressive to me. I didn't go in thinking I would get to paint a cup, much less bring it home. What a gift it is that every time I look at this cup, I can be reminded of the conversation we had at his studio and all the good advice I was given. What a long and busy month it has been. Here we are already on our last day of school. This is the room where this happens. I use like small volume of this and use electric kilns. And here are my pieces sitting patiently for their turn. See you in a couple days' time. Look at all these pieces. There was a group of college students that came. And this is all the stuff they made.
这个刀是很灵活的，一般情况下这3把刀可以几乎可以修全部东西。我这个刀它是有一个细节，它这里是弯的，错开的，看到吧？如果它是直的话，这里会顶到，下不去，而且你手还要很别扭。把前面直接弯一点之后，看，我手在这个角度可以修到这个样，一直顺下去，这里不会贴到。
Not bad for my first hump of the day. I'm proud of that one. The shape is pretty good. I think I'm getting a lot better at making nice shapes. This one, I was trying to make those. I didn't have enough clay. Looks like it's from the done. Did you see? Good boy. Feeling an iced coffee today. Funny story. Last time I went to this coffee shop, I forgot to pay somehow. Sometimes I kind of get confused by like how wasting pay works and like the steps that you need to go through to actually get your payment to go through. And I think I like missed the last step. And then by the time I realized I had left the coffee shop, so I'm gonna go to the same place today and right my wrongs. 你好。 我上次来的时候，我那个微信付款没过去，所以我今天就是来再点一个咖啡，付了一下那个上次没付的。你来个那个桂花的拿铁的啊。谢谢。My heart wants this one. I haven't worn earrings in a really long time. I'm not sure what this technique is called. Some sort of carving and inlay. This is called 脚台. Does affect the earrings. I'm just gonna have to go for it. Yeah. Okay, fine. The other one. I haven't worn jewelry in a long time. No rings and bracelets, obviously, because I'm doing pottery. I could be wearing earrings, but I've just kind of gone sans earrings for like the past minute. This is nice. One other thing I want to accomplish this lunch break. During the boot camp, a group of us went to this gift shop. They had these like stamps, like souvenir stamps. I want to buy something, a small trinket from that store, but I also want to get some stamps because last time I didn't bring any winter stamps, so this time I can be prepared. I like have some other souvenir stamps on there too. This is like from Nanzing last year, and I just have some other like sketches that are not in this book, but I'm just gonna fill it up with whatever. It took me a couple of tries to get it right. These are the wrong stamps. Before we get back to throwing, here's a message from the sponsor of today's video, Bob and Brad. Most of my days have me using my hands a lot. Whether I'm throwing, trimming, typing, editing, or recently picking up a new hobby of knitting. So I was really excited when Bob and Brad reached out to me and sent their HandSpa Pro hand massager for me to try. Bob and Brad are a team of licensed physical therapists with over 60 years of combined experience. They've designed the HandSpa Pro hand massager to relieve fatigue, soreness, and stiffness in the hands. When my hands are basically doing overtime every day, I definitely get that tired, tight feeling in my fingers, especially in the winter when it gets cold. So the HandSpa Pro has been a game changer for me. My favorite few things about this massager. Number one, it's easy to use, super intuitive, and ultra convenient. Unlike many massagers out there, the HandSpa Pro is lightweight and portable, clocking in at only 1.5 pounds. So I find myself using it everywhere from my desk to the couch or before bed. Number two, it has 3 massage settings, 3 intensity settings, and a heat setting so you can customize your massage to your preference. And number 3, as someone with perpetually cold hands, I love that this massager heats up to 108 degrees Fahrenheit in just 5 seconds. If my hands are feeling cold and stiff, all I have to do is stick them in the massager for a few minutes and my hands are feeling warm and limber again. So whether you suffer from conditions like arthritis or carpal tunnel, have a job or hobby that has your hands constantly performing repetitive actions, or just want to treat your hands because you know they deserve it, the HandSpa Pro hand massager is a great device that I've personally found a lot of benefit from using. Click the link in my description to get your HandSpa Pro hand massager today and make sure to apply the discount code for 10% off your order. Thank you again to Bob and Brad for sponsoring today's video and supporting the channel. My clothes are much more guaranteed now. Huh?
我让你家斜着往里收，收一半就好，不要收完，因为我们在调这个肩膀的线条。如果你要收完手伸不进去了，就调不了，斜向内一点，收。我们要收完，回到肩膀。没弄好，不能收。然后你收了之后，肩膀没弄好，你不能掐完。要掐完之后脖子没弄好，你不能把腿打开。上面掐完这个腿不要着急打开，先把脖子修好。你首先要稳，修的时候一定要有耐心，要稳。着急打开，你一动，开始沉下来了，所以最后一步我得再打开，出来了，压。慢慢把它打开，打开到什么程度呢？
As much as I would like to practice vases for the rest of the day. Since it is the class and it's already 3 p.m., only the last couple of weeks doing mostly big pieces. I've gotten a little attached. I think I've gotten better at getting them off the wheel cleanly. When it comes to taking things off the wheel, the cleaner the better. Your trim yourself will thank you. Get it out. I have time for one, maybe two more, and that's it.
放在那通道，它就那，所以你这个手要放松一些，夹往那个那炉子应该比起来高一点。稍微出来一点，是你的连接上没有连贯，因为刚才对你太慢了，然后力度要又下面力度不够，上面都要慢大，不能犹豫，要连贯去死 ，OK。没事，这样子可能先把小面圆更好，知道了。我也看到了，对，早上的时候看见你拉的小面也非常好，非常好，你还可以更好，明天回来你可以更好。
Showing off what I've done here. Last piece of Jingdezhen 2025. Not too shabby. throwing it over. Came to check on my pieces, and they've already been loaded. See you later. Ooh, it's still hot in here. 好喜欢你。My pieces are out of bisque. They all look really good so far. No visible cracks. 1、2、3、4、5、6. 4 p.m. I'm gonna bring everything over bit by bit. Glaze booth is mine for the afternoon, or just like a couple hours, but that should be enough to get everything done.
这个是哪个？这个。就是这2斤油纸上的一个。
有6件，但是我买了9个不同的油，没用完的就带回家。
6件都不强吧？
都不强。
这个喷的不能太少，
这样子
大概是这样。
在数呢吗？就几次？
没有那么精确，就是大概就是说大面积的话，我要数它在这个位置几圈，在这个位置几圈。这个小的话就不用特别的太注意，因为它直接就覆盖了。来底下还是薄一点。摸上去看的，现在比较薄的地方，它隐约能看到底下这个胎体这个颜色，能看得出来那个厚薄。铲干净，或者是说先拿那个釉在上面喷一层，然后再放上去，再喷，这就不会脏。吹的可以稍微厚一点，好出效果。比较透明的釉你可以稍微薄一点，太厚的不好看。那个右边，
它们都是让无光的，除了这个。
这是红豆啊。
他说是红豆。
颜色也可以喷个7、8遍。
OK。这些就1、2、3。这样对，需要过滤？
不需要，你手上备一块抹布，你摸完一个东西，立马要摸别的东西，你要擦下手，省得放脏了。
好的。
有问题再问，我现在我得下去有点事情。
谢谢。好啊，还有。I'm gonna go put this to the side and get going on the other pieces. It's cracking in there. I think it's because it went on way too thick. I'm gonna have to start over on this one. Wipe it off and redo. This needs to dry first. Spray the bowl. You can already tell when you bleed. I'm gonna give it a couple more passes. I'm gonna wipe the bottoms of all of my pieces at the very end at the edge to make sure it's clean of any glaze. So I spoke too soon. This one has a pretty noticeable crack in the bottom. It was only unearthed when I cleaned off all the dust with the air gun. So I don't know if this one's gonna survive. I'm a little bummed because this is one of my favorite pieces and I think one of the more useful things I've made, but that's okay. It might have to do with the fact that it's a little bit on the thick side, and then also because it was thrown with practice clay, so it's got some like, you know, impurities in there that might have caused it to, for whatever reason, it's cracked. I'm still going to glaze it. The crack is definitely gonna deepen and widen. I'm just hoping it doesn't go all the way through. I'm really not sure about this one. I just want to find out. Okay, 4 out of 6. What I was able to get done. I mean, that one was done by Coach. 3 of them I did myself. And then these 2 cups, unfortunately, I messed them up and had to wash them off, so they're not dry enough to try again. Yeah, I'm sitting in front of the heater for a while, but they are still too damp and they won't absorb glaze. So I'm leaving that up to Zhong Xiaolian to help me do. This glaze is for this guy and this glaze for this one. And it'll be a surprise as to which glazes I paired with which pieces. We will see when I get these back how they turned out. Yeah, that's that. One last look from the rooftop. It's time for me to go home.
我就走了，明天见。
好，明天见，大家。
明年还在吗
明天还在。
？OK，那明年见。
明天见。
I'll see you next year too. Bye bye. Ignore my very stringy bangs. What happened earlier in the day was I headed over to the school around 1:30 when lunch break ends to start glazing, but unexpectedly the glaze room was occupied, so I basically had to leave and come back around 4 p.m., which only left me like a couple hours at most to glaze. School lets out at 5, and the most I can stay past that is like another hour. So unfortunately that just meant that I couldn't get all my pieces done. If I had the whole afternoon, I could have feasibly messed up and still had time to redo, but you know, that's okay. Thankfully, head coach is nice enough to help me with the remaining pieces. Once they're done baking in the oven, they'll be wrapped up, packed up, and sent to me in Beijing, where I will then take them halfway across the world back home. By the time I left the school, it was again 6 p.m. so pretty much everyone had cleared out, like gone to dinner. I just said what goodbyes I could to the people that were still hanging around. I already can't wait to be back. And it's always going to be bittersweet leaving, but it's a comfort knowing that next year when I come back, I'll be able to see many of them again. Till we meet again. Look at all this stuff I've accumulated. Tools, stuff I bought, stuff from the market, and also this. I want to show you guys what's in here. I just came back actually from a banquet with Master John. It was my what's called a 拜师宴. When one becomes an apprentice, it's customary to invite the master out for dinner. It should have been at the time that I actually did the 拜师 ceremony, but Master John was leaving on a trip, so it just got postponed to now, right before I leave. So at the dinner, Master John, he handed me some gifts. I haven't opened these yet, so let's take a look together. This is a really, really nice box. Right when you open it, there's this card with Master John's seal. It's basically a certificate of authenticity that he was the one who made this cup. It's a celadon cup. Written on the bottom is Lin, the last character of his name, in what looks like a sort of silvery, and there's also a silver fish inside. On the outside are shallow carvings. I'm not sure if you can see that very well. There's clouds on the top and then this pattern ring all the way around the bottom. And then we have this one. What have we here? It's like a miniature version of the cup that we all got at the end of the Global Pottery Bootcamp. I like the ripples and waves on this one a lot. If I had to guess, head coach made this. Yeah, it's printed here with Zhan Shaolin, but I think that might just be to signify like the studio it came from and not that Master John himself made this. That's sweet. Now I have a little set, like an espresso version and like a latte version. Let me actually get the cup so you can compare. Look, big version, small version, latte cup, espresso cup. I like it. Before I end this vlog, I feel really content with everything I've accomplished in Jingdezhen this year. And I'm not even talking about like boot camp. I can actually feel how much better I've gotten at throwing small pieces and throwing in general. Throwing small today, I was just getting it. I was having so much fun and I felt like I was flying. This whole past year, throwing at home, a month ago when I landed back in Jingdezhen, even a week ago in class, pulling still felt really hard for me. It was always a toss-up as to whether my pulls would be successful or not. But just over the past couple days, I feel like I've progressed to the point where if I want to throw tall off the hump, I can very reasonably expect to be able to do so, which is an amazing feeling, just knowing I have practiced enough and put in enough hours that I can count on myself now. My skill level has gone up, and because I've made so much progress with pulling, I can now turn my attention to the step that comes after pulling, which is shaping. Truthfully, before I wasn't good enough to really pay attention to those small details, but now that I'm at this level with my pulling, I can actually fuss over the curve of a line or the slope of a shoulder or the way a lip flares, which I think is my next challenge, honing my sense of proportion and my eye for shapes. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. Big pieces, on the other hand, I haven't cracked those, but you know, it is my first time throwing big. I am really proud of how far I've gotten with those, and the fact that I don't feel comfortable throwing big yet is just more of a reason to come back next year, right? Last summer when I left this place, I had these big question marks hanging over my head of what I was gonna do when I got back home. How was I gonna continue potting? Would I ever be back in Jingdezhen? But this time leaving, I just feel excitement. I can't wait to create when I get back to my home studio, and I know I'll be back here. It might be in another full year, it might be a little longer than that, but I know I'm gonna be back in Jingdezhen, and I know that time in between is gonna go by in a flash. I've held back from making work to sell out of a genuine respect for this craft. I wanted to build more skill and learn to create with more intention before putting my work out there, and at times I worried if I'd ever feel ready. Turns out I had nothing to worry about because I think I'm just about at the right level of readiness now. I'm leaving Jingdezhen in a couple days' time. Slowly I will make my way back home, and yeah, thank you so much for being here.